Cup live from North Ipswich Reserve. We're with you for a fantastic round 10 clash between the Central Queensland Capras and the Luxury Paints Ipswich Jets. Great to have you with us on Phoenix Radio, phoenix.com.au. Smith somehow right down the eastern touchline, 12-4 the score with the first attacking opportunity the Capras had.
Hello and welcome to this special Origin edition of After the 80. I'm Ben Wilmott, and joining me after a victory lap last night is Anthony Bomber Breeze. Bomber, some redemption for the Blues last night?
Yeah, no, it was finally good to be a Blue for once, and I know it's not the series there. Congratulations to Queensland, they were the better side again. So, but obviously a victory is a victory, and we'll take it 2-1. Looks better than 3-0 in the books.
Well, more on last night's big game a little bit later, but also joining us on the panel is the Ipswich Diggers Under 20s coach, Jay Woodward.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks for coming back, Jay. It's good to have you every week. And joining us for the first time is Ipswich Brothers fullback, Josh Leisemann.
Thanks for having me, mate. It's good to be here. Yeah.
And good week to have you on the show after a good win on the weekend.
Very good win against a good fast-firm team, so moving up the ladder, so it's good.
We'll be taking a good look at the footage of Josh in action on the weekend as well. But let's kick off this week with a look at the weekend's IRL results, and the Goodna Eagles had a good win over the Swifts Bluebirds, winning 42-24. And Bomber, pretty impressed with that win for Goodna, or they just keep chuffing along?
Yeah, it was Saturday night. It was a very cold night out there. Goodna got off to a great start there. They led 26-6 at one stage against Swifts, just into the second half, but Swifts piled on 2 or 3 tries. It'll come back to 26-24. Goodna only got away with it at the end, so it wasn't a bad game from Swifts there, but they just couldn't get over the line. Experience of some of the elderly Goodna players got them over the line.
Yeah. Good news for Swifts, though, getting a few extra troops back in the ranks.
Yeah, well, Zeb and them are back from suspension now, so I can see them being a big danger heading towards the end part of the season. So they were good.
Now, the big game of the weekend was Brothers and Fassifern, 2 and 3 taking on each other, and Brothers getting the win. We've got a bit of footage from the weekend as well, which was fantastic to get out to the Brother Serie Oval. And Josh, what was it like playing in the game?
That was a great day. Finally a warm day to play footy. We played at West End a few weeks ago. It was freezing. So, no, it was good. Great game. Fassifern's always a tough game for us. They've knocked us off twice out there over the past couple of months, but it's good to get a victory over them. You know,
they've got a lot of speed in their backs, and their attacking power is probably their strength. So I noticed in the game it was a very physical contest. Was that part of the game plan to try and take it up through the middle?
Yeah, take it up through the middle, mate. We've got some good young forwards there, and Jacko Doherty, Denman, Elijah Umu. So we thought if we could win the middle, we could probably slow them down a little bit.
I've got you quoted in the paper this week as your dad's famous quote of following along for Denman and Dotsy.
Yeah, mate, 2 great young players. Dotsy's obviously spent some time at the Jets there, and Denman's also played a bit of Queensland Cup for the Sunshine Coast Falcons there, but they're both great young players, mate. Just follow them and you'll get the ball. That's pretty much it.
And Jay, what did you make of the brothers coming back and they've turned their season around recently, moving up the ranks pretty quickly?
Yeah, as soon as Connor's come back, a bit of organisation around the field, settled the young fellas down, and as Josh said, they've got a good young side there, and just need a little bit of guidance, and looks like Connors is doing that for them at the moment.
Yep, playing with plenty of passion, which is good to see. And Bomber, were you surprised by the end score?
No, well, obviously Fassifern with obviously Ray out there, they're going to rely more on Harold and all that, but Brothers just got out of the blocks quick, did all the good things right, and got away with the win. So they're looking good.
Heavy support from the can bar as well.
Yeah, there was a couple of vocal people and they're yelling out, but that's in rugby league. So.
It's good to see the fans getting behind their team, and I'd imagine with a few home games in a row now, you'll have a fair bit of following.
We've had a bit of a rough start to the year with a lot of away games, but I think we have 5 home games in a row, and then 1 more at the end against West End. So we should finish strong, and hopefully we can finish in second. So get the opportunity to get that week off in the finals, which is gold. To have that, you get to rest all your injuries, that sort of thing. So that's the aim for the rest of the year, to finish top 2.
Well, that win brings you within 1 point of Fassifern, who's sitting in second behind Goodner as well. So I guess with a few games left up the sleeve as well, there's every chance that you can finish above them.
Yeah, exactly right. I think Goodner and Fassifern play each other twice, so we're hoping Goodner can knock off Fassifern there so we can jump in front of them. So
Yep.
yeah.
Well, it'll be a big test for you guys this weekend with Goodner as well.
Yeah, exactly right. Same thing, Sunday afternoon. Hopefully we can kick to the corner, complete our sets, turn those big boys around and score a few good tries, hopefully get the win. They embarrassed us last time at home. They beat us 50-something 18, so we're looking for a bit of revenge there.
Yep. Well, you got the revenge over Fassifern, so you're hoping to keep that going.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it's good to get a win.
Yep. And good to see Scotty Island getting his customary try every game as well. So did Connors, the two old hats, getting the try.
Yeah, well, the last couple of weeks, Jace has been crossing for a try there. He's probably the leading try scorer for the halfback. So
he just seems to pop up at the right times.
Yeah, well, he's probably more the Terry Lamb around there, just back up the middle of the field there. And the ball will always come back that way. So.
And the final game of the round as well with West End and Norths. Norths getting a 6-point win.
Yeah, it was. I got out there. It was a bit of a scrappy game, and Norths just sort of defended a little bit better than what West End did, and West End didn't throw enough at them. And even though they had the majority of possession and field possession, Norths got the win.
It's unfortunate for the Bulldogs as well. They've had a bit of a slip down the ladder at the moment, so I think that's Norths and West End sitting at the bottom there. But still, that bottom half of the IRL ladder, there's only about 3 points from third to sixth, so still every chance for anyone to make the top.
Yeah, well, if you do look at the ladder there, as you can see, Goodner, they're right. They're settled up there. Fassifern brothers, they're the ones, like Josh said earlier, they're fighting for second spot, and then it drops away a bit down to fourth there. So obviously Swiss, North and West End, at the moment on form, they're probably battling for that fourth position. So.
Excellent. Well, we'll be looking forward. This weekend's QRL results are next with some sweet relief for the Blues in Origin 3. We'll be taking a look at last night's Origin final and plenty more. That's all coming up next on After the 80. Welcome back to After the 80, and round 18 of the Intrust Super Cup saw a 30-10 win for the Ipswich Jets over the Northern Pride and extends their winning streak to 4 straight games, guys. It's good news for the Jets. Yeah, no, the Jets have hit a bit of form now. Obviously, the BRL boys, they're all settled up there now, Ashley and all that there, and they're directing them around the park well, and obviously that was a big result, beating Northern Pride, who they hadn't beaten up there for quite a few years up there at Barlow Park. 7 years, I believe, yeah. At Barlow Park, and well, that pushes them a long way up the ladder now, so it's good. Excellent. Well, I think we've got a bit of a highlight reel from the game as well for those who didn't get up to Cairns to watch the match. I know there's a few big fans who travelled up with the team, but yeah, great win. Obviously, the Jets' attack has been their strong point in their gameplay, so good to see them being able to post a big score on a team like that. Some of their tries too come off their strong defence this week. I think their form turnaround is probably on the back of their defence picking up. A couple of tries. There was a 100-metre try where they defended the set for defended their line for 3 sets, and they turned it into a 100-metre try, and that's the Jets that were doing last year. So. Yeah. They're a very confident team, the Jets. Obviously, I think Wes Conlon coming back from injury, that's a massive boost for them. And they lost a few players to the NRL, like you see Matty Parcell will leave, Josh Cleveland, Kirk Capewell. That's going to do damage you a lot, but they've obviously got a few BRL players coming back, and they're slowly starting to click. So I think they're going to make a good run for the finals. The Jets, hopefully they're there. So. Well, yeah, their return to form has also come on the back of the form from those BRL players that have been fitting in there, like former Brothers junior there in Chris Ash. Yeah, it's good to see Ashy going well, mate. He's going good, mate. Yeah. He deserves it as well. He's done his time in the BRL there, and he's made that position his own in the Intrust Super Cup. And good to see Ben White, another BRL player, getting over the line. Parcell as well, another try-scoring weapon for them. So. It's that one in, one out kind of philosophy for the Jets, which is paying dividends at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got a lot of depth there. Obviously, started really well. I think they lost their first game in BRL only a couple of weeks ago. So they've got a lot of depth there, and it's good they all play the same footy. So that's good they can just slot straight in there.
And does move them up the ladder as well in a crucial point of the season.
Yeah, well, that's it. They're always on our second graphic, as we used to say here. Now they've moved up to the first graphic there, and just puts them right up near the sixth now. So obviously that's what they'll be aiming for.
What do you rate their chances of cracking that top six? The top 5 teams seem to have a bit of a lead on the rest of the competition, but the 6th spot's still up for grabs.
Yeah, well, obviously they got Mackay. Obviously this week there, they'll hopefully probably put that down as a win, but they've still got some tough games. They've still got Redcliffe and Burleigh. So,
as we take a look at the ladder, there's quite a few of these teams that'll be facing off against each other this week. As we see with the points just one off there, so...
yeah, well, I think the Jets do play the top 3 sides in the run home. So they have got a hard run home, but obviously the form they're in there, they've already beaten PNG and they've beaten the Blackhawks up there, so...
As Josh said as well, with so many players changing over from last year, just to be in the mix for a finals football the next season after, it's got to be a good sign for the coaching staff.
Yeah, definitely. They've got that BRL side. The guys are finally, like you said, they've done their apprenticeship. They're stepping up, and they're making their mark. It's their turn, so it's good to see that.
Well, if we look at the fixtures from the weekend as well, had some interesting losses there with South's Magpies after doing the business over the Blackhawks, going down to Wynnum, which was a bit of a surprise. Burleigh got given a good run by North Devils as well, and the Capras and East ending on a draw, which you don't see too many of those as well this season.
Yeah, well, that's it. There hasn't been too many draws this season, but the top teams are just getting over the line. As you can see, the Redcliffe and the Burleigh there, they mightn't have had convincing wins, but the top teams, they just know how to shut games out, just like the Queensland side. They just know how to shut games out, and whether you win by 2 points or 20 points, it doesn't really matter. Get you the 2 points. So.
Well, that's a perfect segue for what we're going to be talking about next, actually. A lot of fans would have thought Queensland had shut the game out with 5 minutes to go, only for New South Wales to pull a Queenslander move and pull the rabbit out of the hat in the final minute with a 18-14 win over the Maroons at ANZ Stadium in the Game 3 of State of Origin. Unfortunately, it didn't win the series for them, but a good sign for the Blues to get the win. Yeah,
no. Well, obviously, Laurie put a few more younger players in there to give them a run to see how they obviously went for next year's series. It was good that they did obviously have a win there. Like, we didn't begin as well again with Thurston just controlling the show as he normally does early there. So, but New South Wales, they had some good players there. Frizzell only in his second game. I thought he was massive again. Woods led from the front again. Tedesco had a good game at fullback there, and Josh Jackson. So
he came within centimetres of scoring in his Origin debut a couple of times there, which was he's looking dangerous and probably a good sign for the Blues in the future as well. Have that kind of attacking fullback. Yeah.
Well, that's there's not much open play in the Origin. You don't see a lot of breaks, and not like Clubland where obviously there's a lot more breaks and a lot more running. But he had the most run meters last night, and he did his job very well.
Having that size as well is always going to help in defence in that kind of in the cauldron of State of Origin.
Yeah, well, he's also a bigger bodied person too. So near the end there, I thought he had a bit more pace there. I thought he was going to wrap it up for us earlier, but. Luckily, Jennings got it done.
And a couple of sin bins as well in the game. It was a fiery game. Lots of defence for Queensland in the first half as well.
Yeah, had a bit of everything. A couple of sin bins, bit of push and shove. So probably wasn't the best game of Origin I've watched, but it was good to see Queensland hang on there. I thought the Blues could have probably won by about 10 or so more points, but true Origin spirit for the Queenslanders hanging on there.
There's been a lot of talk about the penalty count being so in favour of New South Wales there, but that's usually just a sign. It can be a sign of just the pressure that they were putting Queensland under.
Well, the game might be remembered for the penalty count, but I think a good reflection on Queensland's going to be their defence. They turned up, and they might have gave away a few of them penalties in their tenacity in defence, trying to get off that line. make them tackles count. So
Well, they ended up making an extra 100 tackles by the end of the game, and I think the tackled in opposition 20 was something ridiculous, like 60 tackles of the Blues. So to withstand that and still be within 4 points.
And the game come down in the last 2 minutes. So
Yeah, yep. But good sign for New South Wales as well, like pulling the rabbit out of the hat, as I said before. That's the moments that's given Queensland a lot of series wins in the past. So good to see that New South Wales have got that ability to pull something out like that.
Yeah, well, that's it. At least they played to the end there. This is a bit of a brain snap. I don't know. Not sure what Fafita was there. He bounced the ball on his head. I'm not sure it deserved that reaction. So could have cost the Blues the game, but obviously in the end it didn't. I thought this had cost the Blues the game.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Mansour losing, and
Somehow Darius Boyd just has an ability to find the tries at state of origin level, doesn't he?
He's just Johnny on the spot, isn't he? He knows where to be, and that's what good footballers do.
And that's got to be one of the most interesting kicks I've seen. See it hit both of the uprights and the crossbar. I haven't seen that before. And a great chase down by Cooper Cronk, the Iceman.
well, if you do look where Thurston is and Cooper Cronk there and there, and then when they score the try on this other side of the field there, look who's there. There's Cooper Cronk. That's what signifies what Queensland's about. They just never give up, and they've got players like that that are always there. So
It's good to see everyone celebrating with Michael Jennings there.
Yeah, they didn't seem to. They were more concerned about giving a bit of push and shove after that, I think. But speaking of Michael Jennings, there was a bit of controversy about him being offside in the earlier point with the try to David Fafita. Do you think there was merit behind that, or you're calling the word passive? I believe on Facebook last night.
I was on there. Everyone blew up on Facebook like they always do. They seemed to run commentary from a lot of the experts that come out for this one game of the year. Half of them are probably not even rugby league fans, but they all seem to know the rules there. But there is a rule where it says passive, but that wasn't, I don't think. He kept chasing, so it was a penalty to there. But if you go through every game there's probably bad decisions for both teams there. But obviously when a try scored, it just magnifies it a little bit more, I think. So.
And a good way for two veterans to go out of State of Origin as well, with Paul Gallen getting a win in his final game for State of Origin and Corey Parker getting a series trophy handed to him in the last game. So a win for both of them.
Yeah, well, obviously Gal, like I'm a Gal fan there. He always puts in and all that there. And Corey Parker, he just got better with age, so very good. Yeah, good send off.
Cam Smith getting player of the series as well, but a little bit of extra controversy with the New South Wales team not sticking around for his speech at the end of the game.
Yeah, I think they should have showed a little bit more respect in that regard, and give Queensland their due, especially Cameron Smith and that when he was talking. I know if the shoe was on the other foot, I think Queensland would have stuck around. Yeah. They definitely they congratulated New South Wales on the win, so they were talking about it. But
especially during the week, I think Gal's comments were that Queenslanders are terrible winners. That's not a great reflection when they do win one of the games of the series to then walk away from the.
That was pretty average from the Blues, I thought, but it's good to see Cameron Smith win that medal. I think he does a lot of work. He doesn't score the tries, but he does a lot of work. He makes 50 tackles a game, plays the full 80 minutes, so he's a great leader. Cool, calm and collect. I think there was a end of the half there when Cooper Cronk was off the field. He just scrubbed the ball out and shows great control and game management. So great play.
It's a great ability for the team to have a playmaking hooker like that as well, who's got a kicking ability like he does.
Yeah, he's very smart, Cameron Smith. So
and actually, Paul Gallen during the week there, he was asked who the best player he's seen, and he rates Cameron Smith as the best player in the game, the best player he's played against. So it's a big endorsement for Cameron Smith.
And just finally, what was everyone's opinions of Paul Gallen's kicking style as well? Do you think he'd be taking any kicking classes for the juniors after his return?
It wasn't too bad, actually.
he got it over. He got the 2 points, and Thurston didn't. So
well, he's 1 from 1 in Origin, so 100% record for the rest of his life.
I laughed last night when he was kicking that goal that come up with Paul Paul Gallen Origin points 4.
Yeah.
So at least he got to 6.
Fantastic. Well, unfortunately, the record of series wins won't be in his favour with his retirement, but a good way for him to go out, and good to see the Blues getting the win in the final game, and Queensland holding the series as well. After the break, we'll be previewing this weekend's local action on After the 80 with the QRL and the IRL. Okay, this is After the 80 and looking at this weekend's Intrust Super Cup round, and the Ipswich Jets take on the Mackay Cutters at North Ipswich Reserve, and looking for the 5th straight win. It'd be a big win for them as well in terms of the competition. If we take a look at who else is facing off, the Burleigh Bears and Townsville Blackhawks is a 1 versus 2. We've got the PNG Hunters and Redcliffe Dolphins. So top 4 all taking on each other. Should be some interesting games to be watching, that's for sure. Yeah,
well, obviously with the Jets in that type of position, a win there, and as you can see, South and East there, 5 versus 7, and then also about 8 and 9 playing each other. So, so with results there, the Jets can possibly be in the 6 by the end of this weekend. So.
With so many other teams on the same kind of points at the moment, trying to chase that 6-point position, how important is it to get the win this weekend so that you stay ahead of them?
Oh, definitely. Every side's going to... It's semi-finals is nearly about to start, so they want to start getting the roll on and start getting the wins up and hit the ground running. Yeah.
And like you said before, the Jets play those 3 top teams, PNG and Burleigh, and that, so this is a must-win game for them. They want to be there.
And as a team who's on a bit of a roll at the moment, how good is it to have some momentum behind you as well?
Oh, it's great. It makes everything easier. Everyone comes to training, ready to train. It's good. Yeah. Everyone likes winning, so no one likes losing.
Yep, it's good to know what you need to be doing to get to be clicking as well.
Yeah.
And this weekend at North Ipswich Reserve, so we've got the Colts playing as well. Unfortunately, the BRL boys are away this weekend, but good chance to see the younger guys as well.
Yeah, well, the Colts, they've had an up and down season there. I've watched them over at the reserve a few times there. They've had some great games, but then when they go away, they just can't put it together. But they just can't seem to put 2 halves together. They can put 2 halves together every week. They're a semi-final chance, but. I suppose it's young kids, and that's what happens, whether they come switched on, ready to play or not. So.
And the BRL boys, they've had 2 losses this season at the moment, so I think they're tied for first in the BRL competition, but hopefully they can continue winning, even without 5 of their top players as well.
Yeah, they got a bit of depth there. I think Jakey Sin had a good game because they took Peter Whitaker up last week, so there's a couple.
They won't need to pull him out this week, will they?
No, he'll be able to play, so he'll add a little bit more starch in there and speed around that dummy half roll. And like I said, they've got plenty of depth there. They'll turn it around.
I know no one hopes for any more injuries to hit the Intrust Super Cup side, but would be good to see Peter Whitaker get his shot.
Yeah, definitely. He's Ben and Shane have had a big opinion of him, and he's trained with him for a lot of years now, and he's worked his way through the grades, through the Colts and all that. So it'll be definitely good to see him finally get a Jets jersey.
Now, Josh, this weekend, as we mentioned earlier, Goodna Eagles this weekend. Get back at home as well. That's got to help you.
Yeah, big game for us. Obviously, the top team want to knock them off. So I think it's a 6 in a row we're going for now. Should be a big crowd down there watching us. So like I said before, I think they embarrassed us at home last time. So yeah, we're keen, ready to rumble.
You're hoping the defending premiers come out of the woodwork a little bit and take down the Bombers for you?
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. They've struggled a little bit this year, North. Disappointing for them. They've had a lot of injuries. I think their coach moved on. Yeah, had a very young side. I think Tonga Monga was playing in the forwards the other week, and normally he's out in the centres. So it's just disappointing for them, but we don't mind them being down there, just quietly.
Excellent. And the Bulldogs returning home, hopefully they can bounce back against Swifts.
Yeah, well, obviously this is a game that they'll obviously back at home that they'll be hoping for a win, and a win for them puts them up to 5th there, and obviously, like I said earlier, that 4th spot, that's probably what they're battling for now. So so with games against the top sides, obviously a win this weekend is imperative for the side. So.
Excellent. Well, I think we'll be down at the Brother Siri Ovals on the weekend to try and get some footage of the Goodner Eagles and the brothers. We've got some great footage as well from the game on the weekend. Good to see the boys in action.
Yeah, it's good. Normally we just get the Whitehead studio camera on the sideline, but that's some great footage. You might try and get it off here so we can show the boys.
Yeah.
Learn a few things. So
excellent. Well, that's it for After the 80 this week. Don't forget to follow us on our Facebook page for the latest rugby league news and exclusive online clips. Thanks to Josh and Jay for joining us back on the panel.
Thanks for having us,
Thanks
man.
for having us. Yeah.
You're welcome, boys. And it was good to have you back on the show again, Bomber, and a bit of a more positive note for you after an Origin special.
Yeah, thank you. I'm finally smiling.
I'm Ben Wilmott. See you next time on After the 80.